Hello. Today we have a very important question to ask, which is, what are MNCs? Well, for starters, Sony could be an MNC. Maybe even Swatch could be an MNC. So, in the simplest definition, MNCs are companies or corporations that operate in at least two countries. Simple enough, right? And we also have to ask why firms become MNCs from local firms that does start up pretty large. How do they expand and they have assets in different countries? Well, mainly two reasons. Number one, personal reasons. Let's say in this part of the video, I represent an MNC, and Hongjun represents a country with low wages and with untapped market share. So what I would do is that I will set up my MNC branch into the country so that I can make use of the low wages and also defend or increase my market share, and also to overcome government tariffs and regulations, just like what Japan did with Honda with USA. The second reason is called the vertical reason. To explain simply, if I was a multinational corporation, I would want the best of all things, which is why if I need a research and development team, I will set up my team in, say, Germany, a well-educated country, and I will want my production team to be in India, a country with very low wages and high population. Now this way, I will have comparative advantage over all my competitions. Now this is a simple explanation of vertical reasons. Now with all those facts established, let's look into the historical development of MNCs. First, we have the pre-World War II era, where European colonies in a lot of Africa and a lot of Southeast Asia, VOC for us, and investment abroad flourished under political stability, stable economies, and they also took advantage of the increase in communication transportation. However, the downturn came with the rise of the Soviet Union and the Great Depression, right? And from the 40s to the 80s, the global north kept pouring in foreign direct investment to the south. However, this practice stopped when LDCs decided to take control over the natural resources, and when the foreign debt crisis struck in the 80s. I believe this is the peso crisis. And now we move on to the 1980s to present day. The general privatization and liberalization, basically laissez-faire, where governments set up businesses and the market will decide, that kind of mindset and practice flourished. So the loosening restraints of China and Soviet Union gave rise to the increase in FDI, right? And America no longer became the only player. European powers also rose, and of course, how could we forget the Asian tigers, along with Japan? They also became the very, very active investors in the international market. And that is how we went from European colonies to now having the rise of China, Asian tigers, and USA today.
MNC and host country relations are based on two theories. The first theory is foreign direct investment is more attracted to invest in democratic, low-developed country. Why? Because they impose constraints on governments that decrease political risk and preserve MNC's private property rights. The second theory is foreign direct investor is more attracted to invest in authoritarian, least developed country. Why? Because autocratic leaders can repress labor unions, drive down wages, and shield MNCs from popular pressures for environmental controls. Host country policies towards MNC vary widely, ranging from nationalizations to efforts to attract MNCs with concessions and incentives. Number 1. South or poor countries and less developed countries or LDC. Practice of foreign direct investment is seen through many ways, but mostly they are in natural resources, mining, as they will have a bargain in those countries. However, it shifted to a more conciliatory position for several reasons. Number 1. The nationalization of large-scale petroleum and mining industries was largely completed. And number 2, LDC experience with nationalizing natural resource industries was disappointing because of the declining productivity, failure to introduce new technologies, and continued dependence on MNCs for marketing products. The second one is North, that is Canada, the US, and mostly Western Europe countries. FDI or foreign direct investment is seen through technology development in these countries. countries. The Western European countries all adopt a more lenient policies because they are afraid the US will be more powerful. And the Western Europe was the source of 80% of FDI before World War I. Home countries' policies toward MNC. They will try to stem the outflow of FDI in order to decrease the export. However, they can support the system of FDI if it gives benefits to the country. The MNC effect can be felt through a labor perspective. This will create labor conflict such as: Number 1. Investment depression. The MNC foreign investments deplete capital resources needed for domestic investment, thus undermining economic growth and new job creation in the home country. Number 2. Technology drain. The MNC exports home country's technology in order to exploit low-cost foreign labor, depriving the home country work on his or her rightful opportunity to share in the utilization and rewards of this technology. Number 3. Export displacement. The MNC displaces home country exports with foreign produced goods, thereby decreasing domestic employment and payrolls, causing the home country trade balance to deteriorate, and depressing economic conditions at home. Number 4. Tax evasion. The MNC evades taxes by deferring profit repatriation, manipulating transfer prices, and circumventing government regulations. Number 5. Payments disbalancing. The MNC's activities have afflicted the home countries with chronic balance of payment deficits, fueled inflation, debased the dollar as a stable currency, and contributed to international monetary disorders. Regime for FDI. So, what has to be regulated from FDI? Well, Orthodox liberals claim that host countries must protect the interests of MNCs and give protection against nationalization. However, a realist would argue otherwise. Intervention from host country are always legitimate. Global cooperation must be regulated to restore sovereignty. The UN Code of Conduct of MNCs were made to protect the LDCs. However, the Global North will not agree to this, and LDCs compiled since they needed capital.
Bilateral Investment Treaties. Bilateral Investment Treaty is an agreement signed between a capital inflow country and an investment country to protect or regulate foreign direct investment. The regulations stipulate investment protection and investment liberalization, including granting equal rights in investment without distinction. United Nations. United Nations created the Commission on Transnational Corporations to develop a comprehensive information system on MNC's activities and a code of conduct, and a UN Center on Transnational Corporations to serve as its secretariat. They also been able to be involved in the CIA to monitor the MNCs and also create substantial organization to help monitor the MNCs movement. Regional approaches by the EU and NAFTA. Regional agreements often include investment as well as trade provisions, partly because of the failure of multilateral institutions to develop a strong foreign investment regime. EU and NAFTA. How does EU and NAFTA cope with the increasing economic positions of the US? By allowing FDI to move more freely to invest than in the US, because they want to compete with the US in terms of economic power. Private actors. Non-government organizations are the private actors that contribute to the FDI regulations and MNC's regulations as well. They represent consumer environmental organizations, religious groups, and others. NGO wants to promote responsible MNC's behavior, but in doing so, avoiding controversies. That's how mostly all private actors work. They also developed environmental friendly practices to reduce the production of bad environmental goods. WTO and EU are fighting for the FDI to invest in their own respective territory, WTO being in United States and EU being the Europe. WTO, being the world-leading trade organization, was chosen by the investors. EU, knowing they are the inferior side, chosen to loosen their policy. So, the FDI will consider investing in them.
So that's all for our US video. Please like and subscribe, and God bless you all. Thank you.
We did it!